What's up, my friends? Welcome back to Line of the Stars. I'm Jordan, and we're here with a new series. I decided to go ahead and start building another model. I grew a little impatient waiting for the pieces to arrive for the Millennium Falcon and the Enterprise every single month, and wanted to keep creating some more content. And so I decided to build, well, the Venator Class Star Destroyer from Star Wars, specifically from the Clone Wars era, the Republic. And this is a super cool model. I have done one of the 4D models before. I did the Flying Dutchman, and figured why not just go ahead and get started. So today we're going to go ahead and do the first 4 steps of this paper model and kind of give you a little bit of the concept behind it. The pieces are made out of a very heavy cardstock. Unless you want to bend them, they are going to bend. If you look here at the quality and detail of the model, or well, I guess of the cardstock, it's pretty considerable. Very interesting. It does have the piece number written in a spot that's going to be like when you build the model, you put it in a place where you can't see that. So, and then some of these reference points are going to be match-up points for pieces on the hull. So you do have to take a pair of tweezers. They do give you a tool, but it's pretty crappy. So you just punch out with a pair of tweezers these holes. Creates a lot of little chads. If you're familiar with what a chad is, if you voted in the 2000 election, we all know. So I left one on here so you can kind of see it. I've been taking just my tweezers here and popping them out. And so this is what determined the 2000 election right there. So anyway, moving on, as you can see here, just the quality, it's printed, so obviously they're able to do some pretty cool things, but this is the top piece, this is obviously the bottom. So this is going to be step 1, so let's just go ahead and get going. We're going to take F33, which I believe is this one, and there are bending points, and when they bend, it bends along the paper here, and on the back side it's still pretty well connected. So we're going to bend that, and then we're going to be taking A01, which looks like this piece, and we're going to take it, and with the A01 there, I'm going to slide it right into place here. Now the cool thing with this model is, unlike with the Flying Dutchman, which I really wish that they had done this, they provided some glue. This is kind of a slow drying glue, so where it is applied, it's only going to be applied where I feel like I'm going to need it. But yeah, so I wish they had done that. I wound up using some tape for the Flying Dutchman, which that model build was disappointing. So anyway, so now we have that first part done here. Now I'm going to set that off to the side, and then A06, which is going to be this big boy, is going to slot in right down here. And the way they kind of work is, you got the slot, the grooves there, then the grooves there, and they kind of work their way in together. And you kind of be forceful, I guess. Don't be too afraid to push hard. Just don't push harder on the edges. So just like that, we got a pretty big piece of the hull put together. And then we're going to take A02 right here. We're going to slot it into place. Okay. So that is step 1. Kind of cool. Now, we're going to be building this in little pieces, so let me go ahead and go grab some pieces, and then through the magic of editing, and seeing a little piece, there we go. We're quite matched up properly. Through the magic of editing, you'll never know that I just got up from my seat. Right back. All right, we're back with step 2, and the thing that's kind of cool about this is just how big it is. That's one thing I noticed with the Flying Dutchman. It was just a really big model, and one of the things I was thinking as I was building this, and as I was kind of going to the last stages of the Millennium Falcon and the Enterprise, I'm like, oh, where am I going to be putting all of these things? Yeah, they're all pretty big, and so that's the next thing that I have to address is where am I going to put this stuff? So, anyway, let's go on to stage, not stage two, step two here. We are going to take this piece and we're going to take A7, and it looks like we're going to fold it around, and it connects in right here. Is that correct? Just making sure that I got my sizing right here. So I'm going to fold this down. Yep, there we go. Perfect. And then, yeah, these paper models, you know, they have a little bit of forgiveness, and you can definitely like push them in. You want to get the little tabs pushed into place. And so now we have that piece ready to go. This one then slots in right here, top there. And then it's kind of cool is this piece connects right there. Comes all the way forward. Yeah, this is going to be a big model. So it's going to be 27 inches long. What do they say? Just about 14 inches wide and about 11 inches tall with the stand. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I was taking a look around, like the idea was born for this. Like I said, I'd done the Flying Dutchman. For my birthday, I bought myself BD1 as a Lego thing, and I wanted to record that, but I just built it so fast that I don't know. Anyway, so I was looking around for another Star Wars model to do, and let's just say I saw the price of a good high quality Venator, and it is honestly a little ridiculous how expensive that all is. So, yeah. Okay. Now, we're going to take this piece here, and we're going to go ahead and slot it there, and then connect it up right here. Yeah, Lego Star Wars is out of control price-wise. Like, BD1 was, good price, but Venator is like $1,000 for the good quality model, for the good quality Lego model, and that's just not something that I'm willing to do. So, okay. So now we're going to take, this is A10, okay? And then we have, what is this, A12 and B10, and then we're going to take this piece, we're going to fold it as such, okay? And then it looks like A12 is going to go in the very back, and it's going to go down here on the bottom. And, but, okay, just making sure, get your orientation right. The flat part up here was the part that connected. No, I just wanted to make sure I got that right. Okay, so those are put into place there. B10 is going to go in right in the middle. Okay. Like so. Make sure if that's right. Hold on. Nope. Going down here on the bottom. Yep. Smaller tab piece. I was like, that's a little small. It's not right. There we go. And get the back. This might be a piece that I will take afterwards. I'm going to be applying glue off camera for all of this. I will make note in the following episodes what part I glued up. This part is likely going to be a part that we glue up. I'm just kind of feeling that it keeps wanting to come off. Okay, and then finally we're going to take this piece and it's going to fit in to, is it right here? into this tab slot right there. Yeah, these pieces are kind of wanting to... Nope, not there. Here. Is it the second one or the first one? It is the first one. Yeah, that's where it's wanting to fit. So, yeah, this is definitely a candidate for some glued pieces. The glue is a slow drying glue. I looked into some of the tips out there that I've seen. Ooh, you can see that you got to be really careful. I'm not too worried about bends like that. But they were saying that, use this eco glue. It dries much nicer. It dries clear. Doesn't really make a big impact on the model itself. So then, anyway, I'm going to take care of that probably off camera before the next episode. This is going to slot into this space right here. And that completes step 2. We'll be back for step 3. Alright, we are back with step 3, and I gotta say that this model, I said it before, it's gonna be big. This thing is gigantic. It's making me think about, when we're getting towards, the full size of the model here, I'm gonna have to think about a different sort of shooting plan for when these models start to get really, really big. So anyway, this step 3 is a fairly straightforward and easy step. We're going to take this big piece here, which is B06. We're going to go ahead and slot it in right here. Now, one of the things that I was thinking about is, like Star Wars has definitely got a huge presence in the model world, and so does Star Trek, but Star Trek has got it in kind of a different way. And yeah, it's kind of interesting, like the different approaches that the fandom has taken. Star Trek fans are great fans, but it's kind of an interesting, it's a different take. Like Star Wars fans, we get all the toys too, and so as a dual fan, it kind of makes me like, oh, it's kind of sad. So anyway, we're going to take the model, we're going to flip it over here, and just going to do some adjusting pieces here. Okay, so now we're going to take A09, and we're going to put it, looks like, is that going to be the first slotted pieces? Yep, it's going to go right here. Cool. That's what's pushing it up. A couple things that I'm doing as I'm going along here. In the last, when I was doing the Flying Dutchman, there was a lot of these little pieces of paper that were left off from removing it from the cardstock pieces. And I want to do a better job of removing the pieces of cardboard that I see that are sticking out, just for the sake of quality. Okay, so now we're going to take A8, and that's going to go into the very forward position here. So I'll pull the model back. And there's that one. The very forward. Yes, it is. It's got these two little tabs here. And we got that there. So let's slot in there. Alright, and then the final piece of this step is we're going to take A13, and it's one of those pieces that bends and moves. And I see a little chad that I need to remove. There we go. What's funny is I'm still finding pieces from the Flying Dutchman, the little Chads. I imagine that this model is going to be no different. Okay, so looks like it comes together like this. You create a little box. Very reminiscent of centerpieces of things. Okay, so now this is going to slide in. You got these two slide tabs there. And then if you look from the side, you got the slide tabs here. Okay. And then that is going to go into place just like so. Then we have these here that connect in there. So this is on Amazon. I'll go ahead and put a link to the product. It was $60. Better than 1,000. Would eventually love to get the actual Venator model. That would be super cool. You know, the Lego model. But, you know, for $1,000, I'd rather pay rent. I'm being real. Okay, so that's step 3. We're back to step 4 and the final part of this video today. All right, we're back with step 4 and the last step for today. We have definitely done a lot of work in just kind of putting together the big part of this model. Like, actually, I think this looks like to be about the length of the model, plus with engines sticking out the back. So, yeah, definitely done some big time work on this first part, and it's actually pretty cool. I'm excited about this. So, it has us. Looks like we're starting up at the top. Yes, and the cool thing about these, I'll go ahead and toss up a picture here of how they did. Ooh, I'm seeing here that I am missing a piece. Maybe B5 and B3. I did not see those when I was pulling them off, so through the magic of editing, I'll have them. All right, we're back. Helps to pay attention, doesn't it? So yeah, the cool thing about this, in the sequence, when I pulled them off, I made sure to pull them off in order. And like I said, I'll go ahead and throw them in an image now of the instructions for this. And each one of these pieces here has a corresponding number that goes down here, down for each one of these positions. I really appreciate that. It is very easy to get that confused. So we're going to start with G21 and number 10. I'll go ahead and pull it a little bit closer here so we can all see. And I just want to make sure that everything's going in the proper position. All the way in. Okay, nice. 22. So right there, we got the number 9. And then on that spot here, you got the number 9 here as well. Also, shout out to person in the comments, Eric, who brought up, want something to focus. I have my hand below it. It will help the camera. Really appreciate that feedback. Okay. Slot that in place. Now, here's the part where you have to be careful with your pieces. Don't push too hard trying to get them into place, because you can break things if you push too hard. Now, thankfully it's paper, and paper can be fudged to look, look okay. So in this case, like I said, bent, move it back into place. Thankfully I took the time to make sure they're both slotting into the proper spots down below, top and bottom. Thankfully I took the time to clean all these pieces up, so that getting them into place is going to be much easier. Ooh, see? I said I was going to put glue in there, but these pieces are staying in place now that they're in place, so we'll see. Here's one of those pieces where I wasn't paying attention. Take the nice needle nose tweezers. Put that out. A little bit of cleanup around here. Get it into the tab. The little tabs on the side of the hole where these slot into place. Just want to make sure that they're getting into where they're supposed to go. Yep. This one's kind of being a pill. And sometimes it just happens that way. A little bit of encouragement. Having the needle nose tweezers has been a blessing for this. I wish I had them during the Flying Dutchman, for sure. Okay. Now, oh, yep, that one just clicked right into place. That was super nice. Look at this, which way? Top one goes in like that. Long piece. Goes in. There, see? Yep. It's going to go underneath that piece. Okay. And then there's 3, and then 6. So, another piece where we're going to do a little bit of cleanup work. I didn't do that on the Flying Dutchman, and it was kind of disappointing. The flash drive that I got was a decent priced one from Amazon. But was not suitable for whatever reason at storing videos, and I just could not transfer data onto them. And so the whole Flying Dutchman build, unfortunately, was lost to the ether. So that sucked, but okay. Once again, we moved on. Wasn't a big deal. Okay, and then B5 is going to go right. It's going to go between 7 and 6, right there, and it's going to go into the bottom slot. That, like so. What that does is it brings the 2 pieces together. Very nice. Okay, it's perfect. Now we flip this around. And the cool thing is these pieces are basically mirrored on the other side in a different order. So it's designed to be done this way. And one of the first things I'm going to do here now that I know what this piece does, I bind these 2 pieces together forever. And that's also a question that I've had is, how long am I going to have these things? Like, they're made out of paper, but in theory, if I keep them in a nice case, they should be there for a long time. So, curious. Very curious. Okay, so we're going to start with number 10. Go way over here. Yeah, like I was saying, like, I'm kind of curious as to see, how, as Star Trek has started to gain a little bit of popularity. It's funny to say that, but, I see it in the videos. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that talk nothing but Star Wars. Not a whole lot that talk Star Trek. And the ones that talk Star Trek don't get a whole lot of views, which is disappointing because a lot of them have really good things to say. I've only come across one YouTuber, Star Trek YouTuber, that I just didn't agree. Don't follow him, but didn't agree with what he had to say. There's been more than a few Star Wars YouTubers that I just will not watch, will not follow, won't subscribe. It's just not my thing. Feel like Star Wars YouTube in some ways kind of clouded my feelings about the sequel trilogy. A lot of theories are being postulated out there, and I watched all the videos and loved it. But unfortunately, I feel like for me it kind of you know, I had certain expectations going into the movies that weren't real. And I mean, there's criticisms about the sequel trilogies, but you know, I mean, I enjoy a good movie for a good movie's sake. And still to this day, I still kind of find it crazy to believe that the last movie that I saw in theaters was The Rise of Skywalker way back in 2019 before the pandemic. I just haven't made it back out to the movies. Something my girlfriend and I don't do, so like it's one of those things. So, yeah. Make sure we're clicking into place. There we go. But yeah, there was just a lot of YouTubers out there that were out theorizing, and when they didn't get their way, the movies were trash, and yeah, it was quote unquote the movies were trash. It was just really frustrating. You know, I mean, all of us have our own theories on the movies. You know, I mean, they weren't the greatest. Characters were wasted for sure. I feel like Poe and Finn were wasted. Rey was a fantastic character. Just yeah, there was characters that were wasted, and the storylines that didn't pan out, and they didn't have a plan. So, like, have a plan, folks. So, anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox about that as we finish up this last piece. And with that, my friends, we have completed steps 1 through 4. I think I had a piece down there. There we go. Oop. So there, I think a couple of these pieces down here, these support pieces down at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and drop some glue down here, just for my experience with building the Flying Dutchman and what have you. Drop some glue down here. It'll be a day or two before I record another episode of this, a day or two before I do more building, and so give it some time to dry up real nice and get going. But yeah, so here we are. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate your time. If you have any comments, please leave them down below as I go through and manhandle this model. I'm not going to futz with that one too hard. We'll get that fixed. I see. We're not going to futz with it too hard. As I futz with it hard. Okay, yeah, that one's getting some glue. So, anyway, just want to say thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your time. Please leave comments down below if you like. Please like, subscribe. Until we see each other again in this beautiful world, I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. And as always, the Force will always be with you.